strings, running fast and crushing dreams. So who's gonna win the big shiny rings? Behind the doors they're getting brief. It's so clear to see. Everything might seem so bright, but you can't be under the lights without being behind the scenes. There's another game being played. It ain't always what it seems. Judges watching up from the thrones. Who's the next king who throw the stones? If you swear on the Bible, then let's settle this on the court. We'll add up the scores and see the reality they distort. Nice try, the ball don't lie. People think it's a fair game, and they actually believe this. Show us what you got. Take the ball and shoot your shot. Give it a try. It's swish or miss. The ball don't lie. When you look at the numbers, something seems off. When you learn to geometry, you laugh and scoff. Nice try. The ball don't lie. Heroes rise, but really they fall. Because there are big shots making the call. Trophies shine, but it's all for a die. In the game of the all-seeing eye, the ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. The truth is hidden in the stats. What are the odds of that? They cheer and cry for every move, but who's really in control of the groove? Betting odds control the game. Fans believe in it's just plain. Truth is hidden in plain sight. There's more going on under the lights when you...
What's up, folks? What's up, ballers? Late night ballers. AJ again here. We are now sitting at Sunday, April 13th, about 12:15, a couple minutes after. April 13th, 2025. I am titling this presentation, Love is M.I.A. And if you guys pull out the popcorn and pull out your notepad, by the end of this presentation, I think that you will understand why. A lot of this goes back to just some of the latest videos that I've put out since being on YouTube. And it's once again coming together. I can't escape it. I can't escape it. So jumping right in, I guess first I'll say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please make sure to hit the like and the subscribe, and always appreciate your support. This is why I do this. Anyways, to recap, this goes back to, I believe, the first or second video I did on my page. I haven't done many as of yet. It's only been a month or two since starting this. Not even two. But I titled it, Love is in the Air. And it goes back to the headline here with Tiger Woods confirming his relationship with Vanessa Trump, who was formerly married to Donald Trump Jr. But I was mainly pointing out, I just want to give you guys a better visual of this. This was back when Arizona was now facing Cooper Flag in the Sweet 16. But what I pointed out in that presentation was that Caleb Love, this guy right here is the face of Caleb Love. He's going to pop up a couple times here tonight. But with that, the main thing I pointed out in that presentation was really the duck connection. But in that, I also touched on the death of M.I.A. Love, which is really kind of the theme of this presentation. I pointed out that Caleb Love in Arizona, the state of Arizona, founded on Valentine's Day, defeated the Oregon Ducks And they did that the same date that Mia Love, the first black Republican congresswoman, dies after cancer battle. Republican, right? Meaning red, associated with the heart, etc. So it all started there, you guys. And another thing that was right in front of my face all along was the first name, Mia, M.I.A, right? And we'll get to that in a minute. But in that presentation, I also pointed out how it was interesting that Kyrie Irving has the same birthday as Mia Love's death, which matters because Kyrie Irving is now playing in Dallas, Texas, right next to Irving. Irving is right next to Dallas. I also touched on just the love theme, you guys. I can't escape it. Like I said, the world we live in is all about elevating in love and leaning into love. And this part of this story is telling me that we are without love. Just think about the head coach of the Mavericks who used to play for the Mavericks, won a championship as a player with the Mavericks. Dallas, right next to Love Field. I don't think it's a coincidence that Mia Love's spouse, his first name is Jason. So Jason Kidd, Jason Love, B as a child. For anybody that's watching, if anyone can't really tell at the moment, I do have the number open if anybody wants to chime into anything that I'm presenting tonight, but I know it's late. This is where I get my work done. So I'm going to segue now into another story that happened back in 2022, which will make sense as long as you follow along, and I'll do my best to keep it slow. So Dallas Love Field is essentially on the northern and southern tips of the Dallas area, from Dallas Love Field to Dallas Executive Airport. And I say that because I think a lot of people forget. I mean, there's always so much news. It's hard to retain all of it. But one that stood out to me back in 2022 was this story. In 2022, during the Dallas Air Show mid-air collision story, essentially it was a Veterans Day air show where two planes collided. This came out, or this story was released, let's see, November 12th. Yeah, this was just months after the release of Top Gun 2. Top Gun Maverick. Dallas Mavericks, right? So I just want to bring this back to the surface. And this will all come together, you guys, I promise. As I dove even just a little bit deeper on that story, as I was thinking about love in the air and all of the plane crash, helicopter crash stories that we've been seeing just in the fourth month of the year, I went back to this story. And sure enough, one of the planes that collided was called Bell P-63F. Well, Bell, I just put this image in here just to prove the point of the Liberty Bell. Takes us back to Kobe, who is reportedly from the city of brotherly love, etc. But In this screenshot, it doesn't tell you the name of what the P-63F was, but it was called the King Cobra. Right? Just in my last video, I was touching on how Snake was found in a helicopter the day after Kobe Bryant's statue unveiling, which I'll say right now was also the same date as Klay Thompson's birthday. And we'll get there in a little bit. But King Cobra. So here you go. I've been emphasizing year of plane crashes, year of helicopter crashes, year of the snake, right? But to apply a little gematria to it, P is the 16th letter. So in other words, when you take P, the 16th letter, 16, you get to 1663. I don't think it's a coincidence that 1663 is the 261st prime number, which reflects the date of Kobe Bryant's death in 2020. 26/1 is how the majority of the world writes the date, January 26th. So going back to the death of M.I.A. Love for a second, I assume this was kind of obvious, but don't forget about the acronym M.I.A. I'm assuming most people know what M.I.A. means, but we all know what assuming does, right? So I apologize for the squeaky chair too, by the way. But yeah, so M.I.A., missing in action. M.I.A. Love dies on March 23rd of this year. M.I.A. Love, missing in action, love. I feel this is just another chapter to the love story that I've been talking about. They're telling us that we are in need of love because it's missing. Speaking of her death, to the latest helicopter crash news, this goes back to the live I did right when the news broke about the helicopter crashing into the Hudson River. That was on April 10th. So when you measure from April 10th back to M.I.A. Love's death, it was 18 days. And when you apply the rules of gematria, Pythagorean specifically, forwards and backwards, it equals 18 in both ciphers. So that's just the numbers stuff on the surface, pun intended. It just goes back to Kobe Bryant dying in a helicopter from the city of brotherly love. He died with his child, M.I.A. Love. Going back to Caleb Love from Arizona, just to add my point about how synced all of this is. In college basketball, NIL is a big deal these days. We're not going to get into the details about that, but one thing I didn't really point out earlier was this Dallas Air Show crash was called Wings over Dallas, right? Well, what are the odds that Caleb Love, once again, the face of Arizona, and the state was founded on Valentine's Day, in him making his NIL announcement, he decides to partner with Wingstop? I think beyond a coincidence as well. So at this point in my research, I really just started thinking more about the simple stuff and M.I.A. Love, and I thought about the song Paper Airplanes. I'm very confident the vast majority of you guys watching this video will know exactly what song I'm talking about. It is a bit of an older song now, which just shows how old I'm getting, but I fly like paper, get high like planes, right? That whole song. I could do a whole presentation on just that song, breaking down the lyrics, etc., but that is not what these slides are for. So, once again, the simplest connections. That song, Paper Planes, with everything we've been talking about with plane crashes, helicopter crashes, M.I.A. love. What are the odds that this song, Paper Planes, was written by the Sri Lankan rapper M.I.A., the acronym for Missing in Action? To really tie this point home, when you measure from M.I.A.'s birthday to M.I.A. Love's birthday, 142 days. Well, that's how you write the date of Valentine's Day in the majority of the world, once again. Not to mention the obvious. I mean, December 26, 126. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash on 126. January 26. But anyways, besides the point, it's very relevant, but just look at that. You just measure from these two people's birthdays, M.I.A. to M.I.A. We got love involved. And sure enough, 142 days apart. Back to Paper Planes. I'm getting to the end of my presentation here. For those of you guys that don't know, I went to high school with Klay Thompson, played basketball with him. This is why I wrote this book, Clay of the Earth, because this was very early in my research, but it just blew my mind as I started applying it to just his stories and his progression throughout the NBA and whatnot. One thing that I never really paid attention to was he's very well known for making paper airplanes. Klay Thompson, a Golden State Warrior. Obviously, he's now with the Dallas Mavericks. We'll touch on that in a second. But he has a well-known post-game press conference tradition of folding game stat sheets into paper airplanes. This playful habit, being a child, has become a signature move. So much so that they're literally making bobbleheads with him sitting on a paper airplane, holding a paper airplane, dressed like Top Gun Maverick. And if you guys notice this is when he was still on the Warriors, you guys. Isn't that weird? Because he left Golden State to then join the Mavericks. Dallas. Shout out to Sean, pointing out how Dallas has the two double ones. The Twin Towers just in the middle of the name. And I've touched on how 31 is the 11th prime. That's the reason why he's wearing that number. He gave some bullshit speech about it's all because of Reggie Miller or whatever. No, 31 is the 11th prime. He wore 11 on his other team. So, and he talks all about how he's related to the number 11. He was the 11th pick. K is the 11th letter. There's a reason why I have a whole book on Klay. So anyways, but yeah, look at this. He's known for making paper airplanes. Okay. Well, what's funny is as soon as he went to Dallas, home of the, American Airlines Center, Luka, number 77, leaves. And that's just huge in light with all the plane stuff that we've been talking about. In Gematria, September 11th equals 77, World Trade Center equals 77. That's in the reduction ciphers. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, but you just crunch every double-digit value into a single digit by adding them together. But if you guys didn't know this, American Airlines Flight 77 was in the air for 77 minutes before hitting the Pentagon during 9/11. And the Pentagon just so happens to stand at approximately 77 feet tall. So that's really all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you to anyone who tuned in and or calls later. I just want to reiterate, this line is open. You guys can call and leave a voicemail. We will be addressing any voicemails left on Tuesday with our weekly check-in with Rambo. But once again, thank you guys for the time. Thank you for the support. Please hit the like and the share. Share when necessary, right? Because to me, this is mind-blowing. Have a great night, everybody.